Hi guys, it's Sienna. Welcome back to my channel. Did you guys know that in Korea, instead of asking what is your star sign, we usually ask what is your MBTI? It can be a great conversation starter and it helps us understand the overall personality of the other person. So what exactly is an MBTI if you guys aren't familiar with it? MBTI is the Myers-Briggs type indicator. It is a self-report questionnaire that was developed by Catherine Cook Briggs and Isabel Briggs Myers. At first, it was widely used among companies to help analyze its employees, but because of its weak points, such as that it's not 100% accurate or it is not very reliable, it's now used as a more general understanding of different personality types these days, which is quite interesting because I remember learning about it for the first time in my college in Canada. But I was also told that your personality changes every now and then, so it is not something that you can rely on all the time. The MBTI test, if you are interested about taking it, you have to answer 93 questions online, which helps analyze your personality type. It breaks it down into 4 different areas. Each area has 2 types. So if you add all the personality types, there are 16 types in total. The first personality aspect is measured in favorite world. So you are either categorized as an extrovert or an introvert. The second category is information. So you are categorized as intuitive or sensing. Then there's how you like to make decisions. So there is thinking or there's feeling. And finally, there's structure. So that comes as categorizations of perceiving or judging. If you are interested about taking your MBTI test, I will also link that in the description below just for fun. Now, why is it important to know your MBTI? Like I said before, in Korea, when you first meet someone, MBTI is most likely going to come up in the conversation. We don't really ask for their star sign, but we do ask what is your MBTI, especially in an environment where you're just talking about yourself and you realize that, oh, this person is like this. Or me and her are getting along very well, and then you become curious, what's your MBTI? And then you find out that you guys have the same MBTI and it's an instant connection. So it's very common for Koreans to have MBTI even in their Instagram profiles and even when you are applying for jobs. Once you know your MBTI or once you know the other person's MBTI and you're familiar with their MBTI, it just kind of helps you understand them and you can form a deeper connection with them. MBTI even came up with the presidential election as well. During the latest presidential election, the candidates tried to get the attention of the younger voters by posting their MBTI results online. Why is MBTI so popular in Korea? The MBTI craze is mostly spreading among the younger generation. Some may say that it is directly related to the economic state of the world these days, that it is a very uncertain time. So the younger generation, they want something a little more certain. Because of so much unpredictability in the future, the younger generation these days are looking for like-minded individuals to know that they're not alone and they can find comfort and acceptance in that. Even for me, I understand this, but I think it's the same for me when I find other Capricorns as well, because I used to be very into star signs as well. When I meet other Capricorns, or my MBTI is INFJ, so when I meet other INFJs, I just feel like there's an instant connection and we're able to bond a little deeper just because we feel like we understand the other person, where they're coming from. The professor at Korea University in sociology said that when living in high stress, high anxiety environment, people tend to seek social guidance. So you can say that knowing your MBTI and other people's MBTI, it helps them lower the anxiety overall, and it gives them a sense of belonging by grouping them in different categories. What I found really interesting is that in Korea, people not only try to only understand their own personality types, but they go out of their way to try to understand different personality types as well, because we are a very community-based society. Kim Jae-young, who is the head researcher at the Korea MBTI Institute, stated that Korea is a collectivist society that highly values belonging and community. The MBTI recently has been adapted to help us as a society understand each other very well. It helps to reduce conflicts and build synergy in relationships. Actually, MBTI is not the very first personality type indicator that became popular in Korea. Before the MBTI personality type, there was your blood type. So this came from the system that was categorized in Japan actually, and I bet if you are an Asian country, you probably heard this as well. So there are 4 different blood types, A, B, O, and AB. If you're Korean, you 100% know your blood type. For me, I am born in the 90s, and back then when I was attending elementary school, I do remember we would talk about blood types as well. So here are just some of the fun characteristics about your blood type. You have a blood type A. You may be very attentive to detail. You're very thoughtful, can be timid, very cautious and emotional. Blood type B can be very cheerful, very social, but unpredictable and self-centered. Blood type O are known to be very passionate but quick-tempered. They are more calm and strong-willed. People with AB blood type can be very logical but come off as condescending to others and can be quite judgmental and hard to get along with. So it's just honestly all for fun, but I found it really interesting because I remember when I moved to Canada, I asked my friends what their blood types were and they had no idea. And my mom was pretty shocked to hear that there are people out there that don't even know their own blood types. Because in Korea, it was, especially back then, it was always a topic of discussion, but it's always good to know your blood type just in case of an emergency. So yeah, as you can see, the characteristics can be very vague and it can be applicable to almost all people, but it just used to be something fun and very popular activity to do to find out your favorite celebrity's personality or find out your compatibility with other friends or your crush. Koreans are very curious about themselves and analyzing different personalities, but you can also say that it is because as a society we tend to worry about what other people may think of us. You know, some people might think that it's not fun to be categorized, they don't want to put labels on it, which I agree, and that's why I don't really read too much about different personality types or different star signs. But it's just something fun that you can do, especially with your personality test, because I did hear that it changes every now and then. So it's just very interesting to take a test every now and then and see if you've changed in any way. I highly suggest that if you are ever visiting Korea that you take your MBTI test because it can be a really great conversation starter. If you ever use dating apps in Korea, you can see that a lot of Koreans have their MBTI that are in the description. But it works as a weakness as well because some people who are really into MBTIs and into compatibility, they will try to avoid certain MBTIs because they know that they won't get along. So although I say that it's mostly fun and games, sometimes people have said that it may have gone too far. So once the MBTI first became super viral in Korea, obviously capitalism, businesses, and different companies started to pick up on it and follow the trend. Kakao introduced t-shirts that they sold with 16 different personality types of the MBTI on it, and it was sold out. And Mixo, which is another very popular Korean brand, they released outerwear to match the different personality types of the MBTI, and that also did very well. So you can say that they were really trying to market to the young consumers, and it worked. There's a lot of TV shows these days where the host will ask the celebrities on the show about their MBTI types and they'll talk about it. If you just go on YouTube and you type MBTI and you look at the Korean section, there's so many content these days about MBTI, whether that be music playlists, dating tips, and a deeper analysis of different personalities. However, these types of MBTI marketing has really annoyed some viewers. Obviously, MBTI is, I think, more for fun. It can't really define or explain an individual's personality perfectly. So, like all things, even though something becomes popular, if it's shoved down your throat constantly, people will most likely reject it. My personal opinion has always remained the same, that I do not 100% give all my energy and time into these personality types, and even with star signs as well, just because, you know, humans are always evolving, and I'm one of those people that I don't want to be put in a box or labeled or categorized. And I am sure that if I continue taking the MBTI test every now and then, I will most likely get different results. But I think it is a very fun thing. I wouldn't really be interested in my MBTI if it weren't for the fact that I lived in Korea and so many people ask me what my MBTI is. And I agree that it's a really great conversation starter. And when I meet other INFJs, I automatically feel like I have a connection to them, which I really like. As for the other MBTIs, I'm not too sure about the different different personality types. But if you just remind yourself that it's just something fun and something light, don't take it too seriously, I think it's definitely a great way to make some friends and feel like you belong in a society. I know that when I was in Australia, a lot of people were talking about star signs as well. And even then, all I knew was my star sign, and I didn't really analyze all the other different star signs. But yeah, let me know in your country what new craze is the younger generation doing these days, or what are kind of old beliefs that people had back then to help analyze different personalities. And also, if you have taken your MBTI, let me know what your test results were, because I'm very interested to see if there are other INFJs out there or of just people that are completely different. As always, thank you guys so much for enjoying today's video. Don't forget to follow me on my other social media channels and comment below what you guys want to see from me next. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!